I hate sand. It gets everywhere. All right, everybody. We're talking Dune 2 and a whole lot more here today on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
You talk first. I talk first.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Two Geeks and a Microphone. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land. I hope you can't hear my dog barking in the background. She's going nuts.
Because we're going live, that's why.
Yeah, you know what? I took her for a walk this morning. First of all, she woke me up at 5:30. And I don't want to get up at 5:30 on a Saturday morning.
Right.
So got up, had my coffee, thought I'll take her for WALK.
Right,
Gotta spell it.
Right there, right. Same here.
And I thought I'm gonna take her for an extra long one today. So I took her halfway through the neighborhood and then up into the park and around the park. And I don't normally do that in the mornings. And thinking, all right, I'm going to wear her out. And then I got home, took her out in the backyard. We played with the ball for about 15 minutes or so. I thought, all right, I got her good. Now she's barking.
Right. Well, I apologize for being late, everybody. It's all on me because my dog decided to poop not once, but twice in our main living room area. And then also had peed not once, not twice, but thrice overnight, kind of a thing. So then I get it cleaned up, just a nice little clean up, wipe down a little, spray the little special spray you get, kind of a thing. Then I decided to go take care of business myself. And then I get back and the house still stinks. And did probably the biggest crapperooski I think I've ever seen in my life. And it was embedded in the carpet.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And not just one little, but you know how sometimes you get the pebble poop? Imagine pebble poop, super soft, spread over like a scatter shot from a shotgun all over the.
Oh, gross.
And so trying to wet it down, clean it up, spray it. And then I had to get out our carpet cleaner and clean.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bug you about being late this morning. I'm like, yeah, he's not having a good morning this morning.
No, so I may be a little spicy this morning, everybody. So please be careful of your comments.
Welcome to Two Geeks and a Microphone, dog poop pop talk.
Right. All right. Well, enough of that, but I do apologize for being late. Thanks for your patience, everybody. We're glad
it wasn't your fault. It was the dog's fault. So,
well, yeah, that's true too.
Although some people might say it's your training. I don't know. I'm not saying that though.
It's my training. I thought we had got it taken care of, but obviously not.
Yeah. Back to the drawing board, huh? I hate those.
Yes.
I mean, we're at the point where it's chewing and barking. Those are the biggest issues.
Gotcha.
Like chew on everything she can get a hold of. She has chewed on both of my sets of flip flops. So I'm gonna get flip flops. I'm like, yeah. I like my flip flops too.
Yeah.
I do like wearing flip flops. Anyway, all right. You want to jump into the geeky news since we had dog?
Let's do it. Yes, let's do this.
All right. All right. So I have a couple things for geeky news this morning. First off, our friend Eric July, friend of the show, Rippaverse. They have launched their next book. Gooding the Polymath. It's got 4 different covers. All 4 of those covers look great too, by the way.
I think I ordered B.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I ordered.
Let's see, I'm not sure which one it is B. I'm
It's
assuming this one's
right.
B. What's that?
The one on the top right.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm not going for the uber expensive one, but
Oh gosh, me neither.
no offense
That's
to
usually C.
the Rippaverse.
It's usually C, isn't it? Is the uber expensive one?
Yeah. It's like a foil cover, and it's supposed to be really nice though. But anyway, so check out Rippaverse, check out Gooding, and all the other good stuff that they have to.
Well, I also, in my last order, so in my Yaira order, I also ordered the Ripazine because it's only like $7.
Nice.
So I have it, and it's actually got examples from the different comics and stuff. You can tell it's a little bit different paper, but that's okay. Cool. But it also has more. So there's stuff about the artist. There's some funny commercial things in there. There's information about the Soka sisters.
Nice.
Kind of a thing as well. I will say this though. If you look on the back where I got this really cool line, it looks pretty cool under my Rippaverse. Yeah. You see that really cool line underneath there? Well, that's technically the sticky stuff on the thing. Cause I set it on there for a second and it took the back of it. It was like, Dad, give it.
That's funny.
It's Ripazine #1.
Collector's item.
So just saying, be careful when you unwrap it. Be careful of the sticky line right there.
Gotcha.
You think I would be a comic book noob because of that?
Yeah, you've been collecting comics for a long time. All right, so that's our Rippaverse news for today. Moving on, we're going to move on to some Batman news here, and I love this news. So this is from Fox 2 News in St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is depicted as Gotham City in the new Batman series.
Oh,
so
interesting.
In the Amazon Prime upcoming release, and in the trailer, which we're going to take a look at here in a minute, there is a map, which is actually the map of St. Louis. The cool thing about this is, here, let me see if I can, let me take that down. I want to show you something else. Where's my photos at? Photos.
So you're saying they took a map of St. Louis to be their reference point for the city the city of Gotham in the series. It was actually in the 66 Batman. That is a map of St. Louis right there. It's an inverted map of St. Louis that they used in the 66 Batman. And apparently, J.J. Abrams and Bruce Timm used the same map in the new animated series. Nice.
So the Gotham map is St. Louis.
So where's the Gateway Arch?
I'm not going that far into it. But anyway.
I'm teasing.
Anyway, so so St. Louis is featured in the new Batman series and the original 66 series. And for everyone's viewing pleasure, we have the new Batman trailer. So you ready to take a look at it?
Yeah, make it full screen. Make it full screen. Your sound's off.
Oh, shoot. Hang on. Pause.
You're sharing your screen. I think you forgot to tell it to share the sound.
You're not seeing it?
I see it. I don't hear it.
Oh, really? Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Technical difficulties here.
It's been that kind of a warning. Thanks for your grace, everybody.
Yes, please. Yes. Thank you very much. Let me try.
while you're doing that, Brenda says we could use Batman in St. Louis.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Dang it. Extra.
See, that's what you should do. You should use AI to create a story of a Cape Crusader in the city of St. Louis.
Well, Batman's coming up on his 100 years. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Possible.
I'm telling you, I
sure.
love doing fan fiction with AI.
I'm working on mine.
Everybody, if you have not yet, go to our Ko-fi page, sign up. You can just do it for 1 month if you want. Just, a couple of bucks. And then you will get access to not only the book, the novellas, I guess, or short story books of our view on some things. What if like Qui-Gon Jinn survived? We also have audio book versions of those as well. And, we did those. Plus we have book versions of some other Star Wars fan fiction that we did. I also created another fun story of an OCD assassin.
That was fun. I like that one.
There. And I'm pretty excited. And if you guys remember, I got so frustrated with the Acolyte that I started creating my own space Western universe for myself. And I've had a blast with it. Actually, I've had a good time with it. How you doing on your special project?
I'm coming along. I've got the characters down. I've got a rough draft of the first chapter, and just a little bit ago, I did an outline of it. So
nice.
It's coming along. It's slowly, but it is coming
Everybody,
along.
I've read the first chapter, and it's fabulous. It's going to be fun.
Thank you. All right, I think I got this. Let's give it a shot.
Asking the question on everyone's mind these days. What do you think about the Batman?
I love the fact they gave him the longer ears.
This whole city's gone to hell in a handbasket.
He's breaking the law, ain't he?
Firefly.
So they ought to catch that freak and lock him up.
So it kind of has a 30 sound to
but
it.
catching criminals is what we do. So this one dresses up like Dracula, so what? We're going to take him down. What do we know about this Batman?
He's been beating the tar out of muggers and dope peddlers out there the last few weeks.
He's mostly been seen at night driving that hot rod of his 100 miles an hour.
Nice.
And now he's even attacking our brave police.
Nice car.
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal. And his time in Gotham is up.
Mischief afoot, sir?
Three There's
explosions in 2 weeks.
There's the map. It's the map. It's the map. It's the map.
There's something more going on here.
Where's Tim?
He knows too much.
Matt Reeves and
Matt
J.J.
Reeves and
Abrams.
J.J.
It's scratched.
Well, I hope he doesn't do that stupid mystery box thing he does. That'll kill us.
Bang! We could be looking at an all-out gang war on the streets of Gotham.
Yeah,
This is a
very
losing
much
battle.
the roaring
100 other
20s.
monsters will show up
Oh,
to
wow.
replace anyone you take down. Probably. But now
So
they'll
far, I
all
like
gonna be
the sound effect. It's nice.
I was like, oh, that's a little spooky. Hopefully it. Stream Batman. King Crusader.
There you go.
August
First look at it.
1st.
Yep, August
Happy
1st.
birthday to me. August
And
3rd
you
is my
can
birthday, everybody.
Bet we're gonna cover that.
Yeah,
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
binge it. You said the whole
So-
series is coming out at once, right?
Yeah, they're dropping the entire series at once, so we can do a one and done show and be done with it. So, did you notice Harley's outfit is totally different than
Very different.
what we're used to? I do prefer the red and black Jester. I like that costume, but I'm not gonna poo poo on it. Dog poo poo on it. Because I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. I've also heard that Harley will be depicted as an Asian woman, so it'll be a little different this time. No complaints until I see it. If she does good, if she's good as Harley, hey, great, no problem, whatever.
Right.
You got some big shoes to fill, though. I mean, Arlene Sorkin, Tara Strong. Yeah, those are some big voices to fill, and that's going to be tough. But we'll see.
Maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Of course, our Batman's going to have a tougher time, but we'll see.
He sounds okay to start off with.
Yeah, I mean, he's not bad. I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to miss Kevin Conroy, but again, there's nothing we can do about that. So we have to move forward. And so far, it sounds not bad. I think the sound here was better. Much
more better. Cheers, everybody. We're drinking from our affiliate sponsorship, Glitch.
Yes. I got my Glitch Maui Punch today. Really good.
I'm doing the well, dadgummit. Which one am I doing? Nerdies, the one that tastes like nerds candy.
That one's a good one too. I had that one at work on Thursday.
My grape one came in. It was the sour grape.
Oh, is that the Karen Tears?
It is the Karen Tears one, yeah.
So funny. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the
Karen
Tears. But it's sour grape. I love grape. It's pretty good. And then
if you're looking for a good energy drink,
this is a rehydration Glitch Revive, and this is cherry limeade.
And how is that?
It is okay.
Okay.
All the other flavors are better than this one. If that makes sense.
They're
rehydrated drink.
Are they much more better?
The other ones are much more better.
Cheers.
Yes. Yum.
Yeah, I gotta say the energy drinks. That's all I've had. I haven't had the hydration ones, and the energy drink, fantastic.
The hydration ones have a different flavor, or that one does. And I almost wouldn't call it a cherry limeade either. The flavor, I have this vision in my mind of what cherry limeade is, and yeah. But hey, everybody, if you're curious about it, I should go ahead and tell everybody. Go to glitchenergy.com, GLYTCH energy.com, and go ahead and use the code
2 geeks. The number 2.
I'm trying to get it to show. There it goes. 2 geeks, all caps.
Nice.
2 geeks, and you'll get 10% off your order. Now, if you've never ordered before, sometimes they have deals. I'm just gonna be open with you. They have deals. It's 15% off. I did the dad's deal. Dad's Father's Day.
Oh yeah, that's what I did too.
And it was like 40% off.
So that was a great deal.
And all. So yeah. But if you are unable to get those deals, be sure to use our code to get 10% off.
Sure. Because I used it after I got the initial one with that, and then I ordered another starter pack with another shaker because I wanted to keep a shaker at work.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then I got 10 packs at work. So
right on.
And I only go in the office 3 times a week. So
gotcha. All right. We ready for anything else on
I have no more geeky news, and I don't have any Geekdar unless you have a Geekdar.
My only Geekdar was just all my comics came in from Ripaverse that I had ordered.
Nice.
I ordered Yaira one. I ordered the other one. Of course, the Ripazine.
The Ripazine.
But there's my ice. I keep them all together. There's my Isom one, my Isom 2. That was a gift from you, which I love that cover.
That's my favorite Isom cover.
Yeah. Here's Alpha Core.
And you got the different cover than I got.
Yes. And then here's my Yaira. And
this was my Alpha Core cover.
Ooh, nice.
And my Yaira, I don't think you're going to be able to see because it's mostly green.
Yeah. So I have the different one. I think. Yeah, I have this one.
So we got both different covers of Alpha Core and Yaira, but we got the same of Isom 1 and 2. We will be doing episodes on Alpha Core and Yaira, and I guess I'm going to have to order Polygraph.
Gooding the Polymath. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm going to have to order that one here. I'll probably order it after we get done here, and
Here,
And
let's
then
see.
we'll have to plan an episode around that one.
What does polymath mean?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
A person of wide-ranging knowledge or learning, a Renaissance polymath.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
What makes someone a polymath? Today, those considered as polymaths are those who have not stuck to a single area of knowledge and have dedicated themselves to exploring different opportunities by taking advantage of the circumstances offered by technical evolution and the increasingly blurred boundaries of scientific disciplines. Well, that wasn't wordy.
I think that describes the character very well, though. I mean, he was introduced in ISOM 2, and yeah, I think that works really well.
Who's a famous polymath? Benjamin Franklin. One of the most foremost polymaths in history. Franklin was a writer, scientist, inventor, statesman, diplomat, and political philosopher.
Wow.
He further attained a legacy as one of the founding fathers of the United States.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Are we ready to move on to the main event?
Wah, wah, wah. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's do it. It's time for the main event. What are we using for our scales?
Let's use sandworms.
Sandworms. I'm down for that.
Why not?
Right?
And I hate sand. It's rough and irritating, and it gets all over.
Right?
Boy, Anakin would hate this movie.
Right? What's funny is I was watching Charlie Hopkinson, who does deep fake of like Obi-Wan Kenobi and
I think I've watched him.
Anakin Skywalker and Qui-Gon Jinn sitting down, sitting in a room watching different clips of Star Wars stuff, and they're talking about it and all. And they did one on Dune, and they're like, "Look, it's a Messiah figure, a chosen one on a desert place, on a desert planet."
Oh, they have spice too. Yes, I would say George Lucas borrowed some ideas from Dune. I do remember when the first one first came out, there were people, George Lucas completely ripped off Dune. No, Dune and Star Wars are nothing alike.
Mm-mm.
I mean, there's some elements that he borrowed from it, just like there's elements of Kurosawa that he borrowed.
I would say he borrowed more from Kurosawa than he did Dune.
Probably.
Just because Dune happened to be on a desert planet. Okay.
Right. George didn't have sandworms, though. And again, I still stick with my original statement. I prefer the original movie with Kevin Bacon. Oh, wait, that's Tremors.
That's Tremors.
I think I am going to surprise you, though.
Fred Ward. Yeah. Fred Ward, first movie I saw him in was Remo Williams. If you have not seen that movie, that's a funny movie. Funny action movie.
I've never actually watched Remo Williams.
Actually, from my understanding, it's based on a book series called The Destroyer. I could be wrong, but
yeah, you've been once or twice before.
Several times, kind of a thing. So, yeah, actually, why don't I just ask since we don't have our license, is Remo Williams based on the book series The Destroyer? Look at that.
Which AI are you using?
Google.
Oh, okay. All right.
Remo Williams is the main character in The Destroyer, a series of novels of a United States government operative in Chun, a martial arts master who is Williams' sensei. Sensei, analogous to sensei. The series was created by Warren Murphy and Richard Spirit. The first novel was published in 1971.
Yeah.
And all. It's funny, though. It's pretty funny. It probably wouldn't have been made today because of some of the stuff in it, but hey.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
all right, so
continuing on. Sorry, I digressed.
I'm going to kick this off.
Yay, here we go.
I want to start off saying, all right, the first film I did not like at all. I was bored to tears through the first movie.
Mhm.
And I gotta admit, I still don't quite understand the politics of this movie. But watching the second film, I actually think it's a better movie than the first one. More of it I enjoyed. More action in it. I'm beginning to like the characters a little bit more. I like the main character. I can't think of what his name is.
Paul Atreides.
Yeah, Wonka. I'm beginning to like him a lot more. In the first one, I just didn't care, but this one, I'm liking him, and I'm interested in how he doesn't believe in the prophecy. Am I getting too much into spoilers? He doesn't believe in the prophecy,
go ahead.
but his friend has convinced him you have to use it. You've got to use the prophecy.
Gurney.
Gurney.
Stilgar is all about he's fulfilling the prophecy here, and here,
right.
and it's really interesting, the dynamics. Agreed. Go ahead.
And then when we get to the twist at the end, I felt for her. Zenda. I don't know what her
Chani.
character name is. Yeah, okay.
Chani. Mm-hmm.
Chani. I really felt for her. Now, I gotta say, I am really relieved that she didn't wear her see-through C3PO suit that she wore for all the promos for this thing.
Oh yeah,
because I thought she was gonna wear that in this movie, and I was like, "Oh God, this is gonna be horrible."
Yeah.
Thank God
agreed.
she didn't wear that.
Correct.
And it was so funny because I had a friend of mine. He was in the office the other day when I was in the office, and we were talking. And I said, "Yeah, we're getting ready to go over Dune 2, and I haven't watched it yet. I didn't like the first one." And he's like, "Oh, I love Dune." I was like, "Well, okay, cool." I says, "Well, I'm not looking forward to what's her face in her see-through C3PO costume." And he goes, "She doesn't wear that." I was like, "I saw her in a bunch of the promo crap for it." And he's like, no, that was just at some awards thing. And I was like, okay, all right. And then, I was relieved. Yeah, because that wouldn't have fit in this movie anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
That would have been too dumb. So overall, I didn't think it was a half bad film. I thought it was decent. I do think they are too long still. They really could shorten these up. This movie does not need to be 3 hours long. I split it up into two halves. I watched an hour and a half on Thursday night and an hour and a half on Friday night. And I think that's the only reason I can make it through the whole thing without Steven skips. But,
so I had already seen it twice. So I kind of Steven skipped my third viewing last night.
That's reasonable.
And I watched it once because I wanted to see it at home, and then I had a friend who wanted to see it, so we watched it, and then last night to prepare for today, I did the Steven skips to my favorite parts kind of a thing. So,
gotcha.
Which is only 5 minutes of the movie. I'm just kidding. I watched the last 30 minutes straight though, because So so what score would you give it? What's
on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolute worst and 10 being the most awesome film ever. Sandworms, I think I'd give it 4.5 sandworms.
Okay.
I felt it was big improvement from the last one.
Okay.
Still don't enjoy it enough to watch it again.
Sure.
Once is enough. I don't need to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
I will watch the third one a little more eagerly than I was looking forward to the second one. So
gotcha. So, okay. All right. Lots to discuss. I give it a good 7 out of 10. Because it really, the problem with Dune 1 and 2 is it's really one book. It's one movie. And you see the character growth of Paul Maudit from the beginning to the end. I mean, 1 and 2 are one book. The third movie is the second book, which is called Dune Messiah, which probably is going to be 2 parts in and of itself. If they do it correctly. So
you think this whole thing is going to be a 4-parter, not just a 3-part?
I can't see him doing Dune Messiah as just one part, unless now I've not read Dune Messiah. I know what happens in Dune Messiah, but they probably could condense it, because as you progress through the Dune series, it gets weird. Like
the movie hasn't been weird already.
Oh no. It gets, let's put it to you this way. I told Kelly last night that I think the author was doing shrooms when he
I'll bet you it was LSD. I guarantee. That book was done in the 60s?
Yeah.
LSD, I think, was the drug.
I think there's this quote or something I saw somewhere where there was that. I think that was a possibility of what you're talking about, kind of a thing. I don't remember.
And they always said that LSD opened your mind and all that stuff. And I mean, that's kind of what they're doing with the spice. He even says that my mind has been expanded from taking the spice and all this stuff, and they got the bright blue eyes and everything. I almost went somewhere I don't want to, but anyway.
Okay. So there are a couple of things that the movies are doing faithful to the book. I had to ask my friend, because he's read all the books. And so when he came over, I was asked, because I wanted to come over because I had all these questions for him, because I was like, dude, you got to help me out here, because some of this is so different than the 1984 version.
I was struggling with the story. I'm like, I don't quite understand the families, the factions, and right. I was getting confused on who.
It's not story told very well. Now, the book itself, from my understanding, is really hard to bring to the screen, because there's a lot of people talking in their heads, discussing things, and so how do you bring that out, kind of a thing.
Well, and we got an example of the whole ESP type thing and all this stuff. And
yeah,
Brenda found it funny that the one woman who's impregnated by the guy that looks like Zaz. He really does look like Zaz from Batman, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I do like him. He's kind of cool. But she's talking to her baby in the womb and all this stuff, and Brenda's like, "That's ridiculous." So I go, "It's a sci-fi movie. Just let it go."
Right. Well, the thing is so that was Paul Muad'Dib's mom. So that's Jessica, Lady Jessica. And Lady Jessica was the quote unquote concubine of Leto Atreides, who was killed in the first movie, that was played by Poe Dameron.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And so then she drank the water of life while she was pregnant. And so that enhanced Arias, and in the movie, in the 1984 version, she was a kid. She was like 10 years old, but it'd only been like a couple of years, because she had accelerated growth from it, accelerated mind, and stuff like that. So she was actually, by the time that battle happened, she was already out of the womb, alive, and like full grown kid. I mean, she was like 10-ish. Wow. Kind of a thing. And so they didn't do any of that, as far as they didn't bring that out, and I don't know why. But it looks like Anya Taylor-Joy is going to play the
child.
Yeah, but as the adult kind of version, right, which would make sense for Dune Messiah, actually.
Okay.
So there's just a lot of
weird. So wait. So you're saying she's like a clone then? Because the clones had the accelerated growth, and
well, not quite, but I know what you're doing. That's pretty funny. So really, she was already out of the womb. She already knew what was going on, and in the 1984 version, she killed the Baron. She's the one who killed the Baron. not.
I think I saw that. I think Chato said that on his channel that that the female.
Oh, I missed his review on it. Oh my gosh, I love Chato.
I went back and looked for it last night because I was like,
Did
okay,
you?
I want to hear. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. He liked it more than I did.
Well, visually, it's spectacular.
And that's exactly what he said too. And I agree. It is a pretty stunning film. But
Yeah.
I just think it's too
Story
long.
wise, it's tough to follow. So the one thing that I did absolutely not like, and I did not like it so much that I took 2 points off for it, was Chani's character in Zendaya's rendition of Chani's character. They changed her character where she was just, it's like she's a pissed off millennial. I mean, in the movie where she's always grumpy and blah blah blah. Chani was always 100% behind Paul Muad'Dib.
I hate to say this, but she's been that way in every movie I've seen her.
I know, right?
I mean, look at her in Spider-Man. She's not my favorite. Yeah, in Spider-Man either. I wasn't a big fan of her in Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I don't know why the director took that viewpoint with her character, because that's the book. She was always real supportive. Yeah, they had struggles or talks or whatever. Yeah, okay, but their love for each other was so deep, and so the whole thing of when he talked to her about, when Paul Muad'Dib talked to Chani about saying, "I will always love you," there's more to that, because Chani knew that that there was this path. And if you remember when he was talking about, I see all our enemies around us, when Paul Muad'Dib had just woken up from taking the water of life, and I see all our enemies around us. And then you see him when he pivoted his hand, he says, "But I do see a way." And that's called the golden path. I think is what it's called, the golden path. And that is instrumental in the rest of the books, this whole viewpoint. And there's more to it. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit, but in that golden path, part of that, in order for humanity to survive, that was the whole point, is how does humanity survive beyond just the Fremen, is how, is he has to marry, the princess, the emperor's daughter. But here's the thing that nobody realizes. He marries her, but it's only because of the line of succession and because of the political side. He's never with her. The kids that are born later on are through Chani.
Okay, so let me figure this out for a second. So, Zendaya's character, what's her name again? Chani. Okay, I actually did not dislike Chani. I didn't dislike Zenyatta as much in this film as I did Spider-Man. I kind of liked her in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand what you're saying. I get it. I completely get that. But like I said, I kind of took her side at the end, where she has this confusion, anger, when he says that he's taking the princess as his bride, so on and so forth. Because I was like, yeah, I didn't quite get, and maybe it's because I don't know the story like you do. Mm-hmm. You understand the story a little bit better than I do, and so there is more to this, and it's more of a lineage, royal type of thing. His marrying her, but you're also saying in the books that her character, Chani, that character, understands what his role is and what his relationship is. Now, in the books, is Chani accepting of the fact that he's quote unquote the Messiah figure? Because in here, she's not.
She's not.
And at first, he's with her. He doesn't agree with it either. But as the movie progresses, he comes to accept that.
Yeah. Yeah. From my understanding, it's yes. Just like in the first movie, the 1984 movie, she understood. She understood the role. She believed in him as who he was.
I couldn't stay awake through the 1984.
That's okay. That's okay.
I tried. I can't watch this. This is terrible.
It was an 84 movie. I mean, it's, from the time period.
Hey, there's lots of 84 movies I love, but yeah, that one that was rough.
Right.
That was
pretty. Yeah. So what's interesting is that I was like, I don't know, because there's even a line about it's the concubines who really make a difference, kind of a thing. So it was relaying back to the fact that who Lady Jessica was, because she was the concubine to Leto, not the wife. And then, but the lineage went through Paul Muad'Dib. And then
see now, Paul Muad'Dib, I get confused with his lineage altogether, because they were saying that he's the grandson of the
Harkonnens.
The Emperor.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Brian. Oh, hey, Brian, are you on the train right now? Because I know Brian's on a trip across country on a train with his daughter. We've been seeing the posts for the last day or two. That I'm jealous of that. That's pretty cool. I've never been on an actual real train.
He
nice.
Is. He says
he is. Nice. Well, enjoy that, Brian. That's
Brian. We may need your geekiness because we're talking about Dune and we're talking about the differences between
that's true.
1984 to Dune 2, but also to the book. Oh, we just left Jacksonville.
Oh, they just left Jacksonville, Florida. Cool. Very
nice.
Cool. Well, enjoy that bonding time with your daughter. That's awesome. What a fun trip.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So the whole thing with, Lady Jessica. So here's the lineage, like you were talking about. So Lady Jessica had no idea about her lineage until she took the water of life, so that she was the daughter of Baron Harkonnen. And so he actually is Atreides. Paul Muad'Dib is Atreides blood, but then realizing that his mom was the daughter of the Harkonnen, so he had both within him. So it was a melding, and all of that is the scheming or the planning, as she says, of the Reverend Mother does, of how they were always kind of playing politics underneath. They were, as the religious side underneath, but really they weren't. It wasn't about religion; it was about control.
Well, and a lot of politicians and big religious leaders are like that, unfortunately.
Well, I think that's part of the message of what Frank Herbert was trying to get across within the story, because the overarching theme is don't trust your Messiah. Don't trust your hero.
I get you.
And I always thought that was really interesting, and they really played it up this time. And I'll be open with you, I had just seen the 1984 version. I hadn't read the book because I really don't want to read the book because I hear it's really hard to read. And you got
look. I can't make it through Lord of the Rings books. There's no way I'm making it through Dune.
So Brian, thank you, Brian. Here, let me put this in. So the mother is part of the Bene Gesserit. They were behind a lot of, but they didn't plan on Paul becoming born a male. That is correct. They had not planned on that. She was
nice.
supposed to.
We should have planned on Brian being on this episode, but
we should have. By golly, today we may have to do a follow up kind of thing. He goes, oh yeah, that put a monkey wrench in their plans. Yes, and that's why they were mad at Lady Jessica, because she was supposed to give him a daughter, not a male.
Huh.
And they knew they were getting close to. I think they knew they were getting close to the Kwisatz Haderach, the Messiah figure, kind of a thing. So
there's a lot of names in this that I cannot pronounce.
I know, right? I just fake it. Did you like how I did that fake?
Yes, that was great.
I sound like Joe Biden.
You gave it a lot of.
Yeah. So I would say that, the whole thing, my favorite line from 84 was not in this one. And it was the getting back at the Reverend Mother, the Bene Gesserit, when she tries to use her voice on him at the end. And he comes back and says, silence. Now, he said that. But then right after he goes, go to that place that you dare not look. And there you will find me staring back at you. kind of a thing, that because of his abilities now, because of drinking the water of life. Of course,
Which,
I always
by the
thought
way, the water of life, when I saw it, I went, hey, he's drinking Smurf juice.
right. Hey, everybody, I have to admit, last week when you said it was much more, but Smurf juice is a flavor of glitch. But what's funny is you were so funny last week when you said, now I understand why Gargamel was after those Smurfs.
I do, man. They're delicious.
So good.
Man, I want to hunt them down now.
Right.
Now,
So-
I did notice something. There was something that I recognized from the 84 version.
Yeah.
You know, from part that I stayed awake for.
Uh-huh.
What does Brian say here? Jessica was
Lady
more
Jessica.
loyal to her husband than the order. Okay.
And that's the whole aspect of love. And that's why that's when at the end, when you hear the emperor talk about matters of the heart, and that's why his dad was weak, but yet matters of the heart is what created Paul Muad'Dib. So it's interesting, the intricacies behind that. Hey, Brian, if you're still listening, great to have you here with us on the chat. Was Chani, was she in the books or in the stories, was she always behind and supportive and understanding of Paul Muad'Dib as being the Messiah? Because I was saying I didn't like her portrayal the way they did it in the movie. And am I wrong about that?
Okay, so while we're waiting for Brian's answer, the thing that I recognized, and I got real excited because I was like, hey, I recognize that from the 84 movie. They did the thing with the box, and they tell him to put his hand in the box.
Yes.
Now, okay, and he says she was.
Yes.
That was his response.
Yeah,
You and I both clicked on it at the
we
same
did.
time
Okay,
and canceled each other out.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so Brian confirms that.
Yeah, if he says if he remembers it right. That's where I'm at too. Because I was like, I don't know her as being so grumpy and resting something face.
Nice.
Kind of a thing.
Well, I was excited because I was like, hey, the box. I remember this. I remember this from the 1984 version. However, in the 84 version, I seem to remember there being a much more big deal about the box and like, I don't know, something to like it was like a passage for him or, you know, or something to test him with and it just didn't seem like it was as much of a big deal in this version of Dune than it was that. So I don't even understand what the box is all about. Can you explain that?
As far as I know, it's a test. Because in there it was kind of a test of any of the males to see, you know, was there a potential, you know, it's always the question, could he be the one? We got that in the 84 version quite a bit. Could he be the one? Could he be the one?
Right.
Kind of a thing. And it was interesting how I always thought, well, I'll get into the whole prophecy stuff here in a minute, but the box itself was it was that test. And some have tried to do it because they said whoever the Kwisatz Haderach could be would pass that test. And so it was like, hey, you're going to have to, you know, I'm going to take the test, and, you know, many have tried and many have died was the phrase. And they go, oh, I can take the pain and stuff. And so he did good. And then we see Brian Ramsey, that was the David Lynch part of the movie. He was more focused on the horror and the weird stuff. Agreed.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it was, we saw the box come back in part 2 with Fade Routh. So the ball.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The box showed up and I was like, hey, I actually remember this from the first one.
What's in the box? Pain.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
Sorry, wrong movie there. That's a completely different movie.
It is. It is. So yeah. But the prophecies were really interesting because I was like, well, you know, how shall I say? There's both going on. There's the prophecies being fulfilled, but then there's the other part where they created the prophecies, or they used the prophecy. The Bene Gesserit used the prophecies to their benefit, because there are some things in those prophecies. How could that be manipulated. Like when Paul Muad'Dib calls the big worm, the grandfather worm to ride, that's one of my favorite scenes. Sound wise, it's incredible. That
was a very cool scene. I like the riding of the worms. I thought that was neat.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's, it's like, well, how could that be? How could they have manipulated that? I don't know. How the, Chani having the name Desert Tears, and then, Desert Tears with the water of life, and that prophecy is fulfilled, right, to bring him back, kind of a thing. You do see more of the dark manipulation of Lady Jessica, about spreading the word and using it to help, and some of this, I wonder if Lady Jessica was all about her family, the Atreides family, and revenge for Leto's death, than she was really about playing the houses, and trying for him to become emperor eventually, Paul Muad'Dib. So, yeah. So now it's the Holy War.
Well, so what you're telling me is the third film.
Yes.
Well, possibly third of four, 3 of 4.
Right.
That this might be like the most exciting out of them yet. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know. I think there's a reason David Lynch only made the first book, kind of a thing. So,
okay.
I know.
I'm trying to give myself hope here, and you just yanked it out. You just yanked the rug out from underneath.
Yeah. Yeah. Children of Dune. Yeah. Oh, Children of Dune. Yeah. Technically. Yeah. So, is that the next one? Let me do the Dune order. So, Dune order of books. Let's see. The chronological order. In what order should I read them?
Oh, Brian says yes.
Yeah, that is the next one. Yeah. I keep saying Dune Messiah, don't I? Sorry.
That's all right. I wouldn't know. I have no idea. This is not my forte.
Yeah. Then God Emperor of Dune. Yeah. But the interesting thing about Dune is so Paul Muad'Dib can't go through with the golden path, this one path of where they're supposed to be like, this is the one that supplies, because what it means is he has to be a tyrant, and he can't do that.
Gotcha.
And so he goes off into the desert. There's an assassination attempt on him. He gets blinded, that kind of a thing. And he becomes a blind wanderer and stuff. So his son, Leto II, which is Chani's son, eventually starts doing the powers, and he eventually comes to God Emperor of Dune. Now it gets really weird at that point. Really weird. Because he becomes a worm, kind of a thing.
What?
Oh, yeah, it gets real weird. And he is a tyrant for thousands and thousands of years, but all for the purpose to help the people survive. So it gets really weird. And again, it's this whole thing of don't trust your heroes, kind of a thing. Yeah, Brian goes, that's putting it mildly. I know. So is he then one with the Force, and the Force is with him? That's funny. He's
one with the worm, and the worm is with him. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
So many jokes. I better be careful.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I gotta say, some of my favorite scenes and imagery from this film, I love the dragonfly looking helicopters. Those things are great.
Awesome. Yes.
Those are so cool. Every time I see them, I'm like, that is a cool ship.
They did really well. It was better in this series than it was in 84 Ortho.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it was. 84, they had the technology.
Ornithopter is what it's called, I think.
And I agree with you. I like when he rides the worm. I like it when when the other guy mentors him and teaches him to ride the worm, and everybody's
Good one.
watching, and they're all expecting him to die.
Right.
I thought that was fantastic. And then when he rides the worm, they all lose their minds.
Yeah.
That was a great scene.
It was a great scene.
I enjoyed that.
I thought it was funny when one comes and goes, not that big. Yeah.
So those were some of my favorite parts of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There were some good parts to it and all that. So yeah.
Oh, I did say I enjoyed this one more than I did the first one.
Yeah. I will say the Emperor being Kelly is listening. She goes, I need more cowbell. Totally took me out. Oh my god.
I love it. That would have been awesome. Yes,
Christopher Walken. Yeah, Brian, the ornithopters.
More cowbell.
Yeah, Christopher Walken took me total. I mean, it was Christopher Walken. The Emperor was Christopher Walken. I mean, it was, back.
Well, okay. To be fair, as they would say on Three Geeky Dudes, to be fair.
Yeah.
Stealing from them again. To be fair, Christopher Walken is always Christopher Walken. I mean,
yeah.
Name a movie that he's not himself in.
Right.
I do love Christopher Walken. I think he's a great actor. He's become so cliche, unfortunately, but I do think he's a fantastic actor.
Oh,
but you're right. When
really
he
good.
showed up as
Yeah,
the Emperor, it was like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, oof.
And that would have been great if we would have got a cowbell reference. That would have been hilarious.
Oh, and by the way, to be fair, that we stole from the show Letterkenny.
All is fair in love and podcasting.
Yeah, right. We do try to give credit where credit's due, though.
Yeah, we do. Usually our podcasting theft tends to come from Three Geeky Dads or Nerdery and Murdery. So
you're right. Yes.
And we give them both a lot of love. So,
yep.
Speaking of Nerdery and Murdery, Brendan and I got to make an appearance over in their show last week. We did 2 episodes with them. I don't know when they will air, but we're talking about Rolling Stone magazine's top 80s and top 10 80s and 10 worst 80s songs. So two different episodes, and all of us had words to say about those lists.
I love it. I can't wait for those episodes. I cannot wait. That'd be great.
I can tell you right now, none of us have love for Rolling Stone magazine. We all had different reasons for why stuff should be and shouldn't be on the list. And but not one of us have love for Rolling Stone magazine.
Right on.
Just
That's
saying.
Fun.
And thank you, Zig and Nerd, for letting me get my music nerd on. Anyway.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, to wrap up, I think it's important to say, would you watch it again?
No, I wouldn't watch it again. I'm not saying don't go watch it. I don't like to say that about too many movies, except for maybe Werewolf Santa. Don't ever watch that movie. That was horrible. And that was my fault too. But anyway, so yeah, I would not say do not go watch this movie. I liked it better than the first one, but one time was enough. I don't need to see it again. It's not on a rotation. It will not be on a rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla -1. Yes.
Yeah. I will say this: if they do part 3, I will watch it. I will see it just to see how they do it. I will do that.
Well, I kind of think we have to now because we got to finish up the series.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be 1 and 2 because that's really kind of how that's the first book kind of a thing. So,
And Brian chiming in. Ouch! Way to bring up something painful, Mike.
Talk about werewolf Santa. Yeah.
I pride myself in finding a movie that even the three geeky dads couldn't like. Because sometimes they like some pretty bad movies.
Yeah.
So I do take pride in that.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's true. So, all right. Well, cool. Well, anything else that you want to round out?
No, I think that's all I really got to say about that.
Sounds good.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I'll say about that. Awesome. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on this episode of Two Geeks and a Microphone. I would encourage you, please check out our website at www.twogeeksmic.com, www.2geeksmic.com. There you'll find all things Two Geeks. You can check out our Ko-fi page. If you want to help support us, we greatly appreciate it. It just helps us pay for the stuff for the show. What's really cool about that is that we've got new stuff on our Ko-fi page for our subscribers. We're doing fun with AI storytelling and doing that. I'm thinking about doing a special episode just for our subscribers. If you're curious about it, go into more detail how I use Claude for it. And because I kind of inspired, as I was telling you, Mike, about what I've been doing and some things that you can do, I thought, you know what, this may be a good idea to share with other people too, as well, about how they can do it, because it's a lot of fun.
We'll see you next watch, and it might help me with my novel. So,
also, when you're at our website, you can also get to a link to our merch page, or just go to twogeeksmicmerch.com. We've got some new stuff there. And then also, if you want to reach out to us or just have a question about the show or a suggestion for us on the show, check us out at show@twogeeksmic.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. Mike does a great job of keeping track of what comes through there, because I send emails to there because he checks that before he does his personal email.
Yes, I do. I feel this one's more important than my personal one.
Right. And we are excited about hanging out with Glitch Energy. I've enjoyed them. Yeah. Kind of a thing. There's a bunch of caffeine in them, I will say that. So, but you can get your starter pack. It's like $17. You get this plus you get the shaker plus what is it? You get one of each of five different flavors. Mm-hmm. And then they've got different tubs, or you could do a whole sampler pack, which is like 4 of each of the flavors. So you get like 20, if you want to try them out. And those are all really good. I'll be open with you. You know how sometimes you get a sample pack and you're like, I don't know. They're actually really good. Pre-measured, you just throw it in your thing.
There wasn't one of the sample ones that I did not like. Not one.
Agreed.
Of them. So
yeah. And I do like sour grape. The cherry limeade, I'm not so sure yet, but it's the rehydrate one, so it's not a caffeine drink. So,
gotcha.
Kind of a thing. So that may be why it's a little different, but I don't know. But anyway, Two Geeks will get you 10% off on the website. All right, Mike. Anything else you got?
Before we go, Megan's in the background lurking right now, and she is, I believe, at Angie's house right now, and they are going to be going live. I don't know when today, but they will be going live and doing some board gaming. So if you want to go check out Geek Girls Podcast later today. Oh, somebody's coming on, or they were. One of them was. Anyway, there we go. Hello. Oh, look, they even got it set up for the game. Awesome. I can't hear you guys, though. No mic? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Can you got it on there now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hi.
We're playing with audio problems. Yeah, I'm trying to test out our system.
Gotcha. All right. So when are you guys going live?
11 a.m.
Okay, so 11 a.m.
Central Standard
Time.
You do math on the rest, right?
Yeah.
Right. So can you give us a little preview of what you're going to be playing?
Yeah. So right now, where's the confidence space? See if you can. So right now we're testing this because she hasn't played in a while. but I've never played this game. But it's
Yeah.
Eat and Run.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna say that would be good.
camera.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we're gonna be playing some Farkle.
Nice.
Then Zombie Dice, which is like really fun.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
I love that game. It's really awesome. And then of course the classic Lotus.
Oh, I played that Megan.
Yeah, this is the one that Meg introduced me to. I went buying it with the Lotus game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, make sure and go check out their live stream at 11 a.m. this morning. And also make sure and go like your Facebook page. I think you guys get close to 100.
We are at 70, I believe, or 68. So pretty close. So if you get 100, then I can start streaming.
Right.
Since they decided to kick us off.
Yeah.
So today we're going to go live on my personal Facebook page and then on.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go check them out and give them a like on Facebook.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. So that was Geek Girls Podcast. Go check them out. And I think that's all I got. Oh, wait. Gotta do the obligatory. Where's my thingy? Geez. I can't find anything. I got confused with them. Just make sure and go give us a like on Facebook and also go give us a like on Facebook. There we go. Thank you, Stephen. And give us go give the bell a tickle over here on YouTube and give a thumbs up on YouTube. There's Stephen laughing at me because I messed this one all up. See, normally I have this all down, but that's okay. But yeah, go give us a like on both YouTube and on Facebook, or Twitter for that matter. Go give us a follow on Twitter. We don't have a whole lot of followers over there. And when you give the bell a tickle, you'll be notified of every time we go live. Speaking of going live, we go live at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. Well, normally we go 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings, except for this one. Way to go, Steven. Central Standard Time. You do the math on the rest. And I think that's all I got. Steven, anything else?
Nope, we're good. Thanks so much.
Right. So with that said, over and out. I hate sand. May the force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,